Yo, what's up? This is Charlie Brown, aka Carlos Blue Faucher, in association with Faucher Boxing and Charlie Brown Boxing. And watching post-fight analysis video for the Guillermo Rigondeaux and Sod Tokietygm fight that took place earlier on today in Macau. Um, First of all, man, I'm gonna congratulate whoever put that. I don't even know who put that fight on, but it was a good little show. It was a good enough show. I'm a little bit unhappy with HBO for not showing Rigo's fight. I had to watch it on Box Nation, but they actually didn't televise his fight, but they televised all the other undercard fights, and they showed the Zhao Shining fight. Um, you know, I don't know what to make of all this, but I'm just glad that Rigo is a free man now. You know, he knocked out Tokietygm in one round. But prior to the knockout, it seemed that Tokietygm was either thumbed in the eye or they clashed heads. He fell to the floor. He was a bit dazed. He didn't issue any kind of protest to the referee to continue reviving himself in the corner. You know, legally you get, when I say legally, but you know, within the rules of boxing, the confines of the boxing rules, you're allowed to get 5 minutes time, whether you get a low blow or you know a headbutt in your dazed or whatever. You're allowed 5 minutes of allocated time to recover. Now I know that there's a language barrier with that fighter because he didn't speak English, but neither does Guillermo Rigondeaux either. So no excuses there. He should have issued some kind of signal to the referee even that he wasn't ready to continue fighting. He didn't. When the referee said time in, he walked and he tried to touch gloves with Guillermo Rigondeaux. He got a straight right jab and a left cross right to the chin, and basically, you know, that was all she wrote, as they say. He got knocked out. Reminded me a bit of Mayweather and Ortiz. Similar, not really that similar, but it reminded me of it. You know, you're trying to tap a man's hand after the referee's already called time in. You know, you've got to protect yourself at all times. Very stupid of Tokietygm, and he was knocked out and sprawled out on the floor. Anyway, I didn't do a prediction on that fight because I knew relatively it would have gone the same way anyway, even without the clash of heads or the thumb in the eye, or whatever. I would have predicted that Rigo knocked this guy out because having a look at his record, I wasn't really impressed. He's had a lot of fights, but I think his last fight, or the fight before his last one, was against a debutant, which doesn't make sense. How can you have like nearly 70 fights and you're fighting a debutant before you fight possibly like one of the best, if not the best, pound for pound boxer in the world? Um, I'm willing, obviously, I would class Floyd Mayweather in as the elite, you know, pound for pound best, but I think Rigo is number one right now. He was in incredible shape tonight, and we were just denied another great spectacle tonight and display of boxing skills. But anyway, it was good for him. He knocked the guy out quick. That's what you got to do. He's now a free man. He's not tied down to Bob Arum anymore, which I think is good. Very, very good for his career. I hope he can sign up with maybe I wouldn't mind seeing him with Al Heyman or Richard Schaefer or Oscar De La Hoya, to tell you the truth. Any one of those three, I think, could do something with Rigo. Rigo needs to learn to speak English, but between now and the next 5 years, he really does. He wants a mega fight. he'd make a lot more money if he could at least learn to speak English. I know it's not easy to learn another language, but I just think if he could speak a few words of English, it would, strengthen his case, especially with these pay-per-view networks. But I wouldn't mind seeing him with Showtime or another network. I'm going to say that it is, once again, it's very disrespectful what HBO did to him. I'm not going to keep going into it, but it was a good fight tonight anyway. Ended very, very early. I think that Rigo should stay at Super Bantam and dominate that division until his retirement. I don't want to see him go up and fight Gamboa. People have spoken about him and Gamboa. That's just not going to happen, man. It's some fantasy matchup bullshit. That's not going to happen. But saying that, maybe if there was a sort of, I don't know, another opponent at the higher weights that was ready, that might be a good fight. But I don't think there's any sort of need for Rigo to prove anything to anybody. He's the best. If he stays at super bantamweight and just dominates, me myself, I'd be very happy with that. Let me know what you think anyway of this fight. Did you watch the undercard fights? What did you think of Zhao Shiming and all the rest of them? I'm not going to talk about them, but basically, who do you think Rigo should fight next? Who would you like to see him fight next? Because, or do you want to see him in a rematch with Donaire? Let me know who and why. Go in depth into why you think he should fight it. Any good style matchups in the super bantamweight division. Other than that, I'm going to leave it there. Have a good weekend. Bless.